What is up, guys? NYKia31 here. Madden 25, OS Vets, Online Franchise, Season 2. Jets, Bills, bouncing back, or trying to bounce back from a loss to the Titans. We'd like to nip losing streaks in the bud. Stop them at a one-game losing streak. So, here we go. Division opponent, Stephen Hill, breaking loose early. He's been off to a bit of a rough start this season. Not really been doing much, but that's a big play out of him. Probably the biggest play he's made all season for me. And there you see Mr. Ivory get stuck, so, you know, I'll take my points. But this game is a bit of a Notre Dame USC revival. As you see George Hackinson III get the rock for the Buffalo Bills. The E.J. Manuel era didn't last very long, as Matt Barkley is the quarterback. And of course I have Stephon Tuitt, who I drafted, as well as Armando Allen, who's my third down back. And that gives this game a bit of a Notre Dame USC revival feel. But I was able to hold him and get on the board with Holmes. Santonio Holmes just is the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps on going and going and going, providing me with big plays year after year in Madden, season after season. He's just a very valuable asset for me. Hope he never retires or gets injured. But anyhow, he comes right back and beats D. Milner there. Milner and Cromartie have been both playing well, but, you know, he beat me on the out. I shaded that side to the in since I had a safety over the top there, but safety was late, runs the out, and there you have it. So, back on the march. The run and shoot, shooting away, and Ivory gets stuffed on short yardage again. That was Bjorn Werner twice who got him. He's got a good, you know, core of linebackers as far as being strong and tackling and hit power. He's got Bjorn Werner and C.J. Mosley, and you see Ricky Sapp there getting the sack and then getting injured. He gets knocked out for the game, and that's the problem with Ricky Sapp. Excellent pass rusher. He's got a finesse move in the 90s, freak athlete, acceleration in the 90s, speed in the low 80s, but he's just an injury waiting to happen. He's like got an injury rating of like 70, so he can never stay on the field. He's got something like 6 sacks in 9 games and 13 tackles, because since injuries have been back on, he's always getting knocked out for the game. But at least he gets a sack out of it before getting knocked out. And there we have DeJuan Landry, who tends to make me nervous in deep coverage, but he makes the play there. So back on offense, and here was just a screw up by myself. I tried, what I wanted to do was pump fake to the dig to hopefully get one of those deep defenders to bite and open up the post, and when I did that, the guy covering the dig came up to the shallow. So the dig opened up, but I didn't see it, and I forced the post and threw an INT, and as always, when you turn the ball over, points result, and Atkinson takes it to the house. Playing like he plays for me in NCAA. I risk a read option here with Gino. I don't run this play any more than once or twice in the game, if that. Most games I don't even run it at all, because I just don't want him fumbling. I don't want to get him hurt. So I don't want to see Sanchez out there. As a matter of fact, if Gino gets hurt, I'll probably just throw McElroy out there. Or if I clinch a playoff spot in the last couple of weeks in the season and my seeding is pretty much secure, I'll just play McElroy for the last couple of games of the season. And here's where Ivory is dangerous. When he gets that second level, he becomes a human bowling ball and just brings the pain on your defenders. So we're back on the march, trying to extend the lead. Stephen Hill gets just a bit of daylight, and Gino has the arm strength and accuracy now to zip that sucker in there, and Obu Manu makes the option route read on that stick. Gets me back in, and now Atkinson going back to work. My front four does an excellent job block shedding. Very tough to move. I'm controlling Richardson. And he just had a beast of a game this game as Atkinson goes to town again. Jeez. I read that scream with a Tauchu. Nice luxury to have. When Ricky Sapp goes down, I just plug in Jeremiah Tauchu and, you know, he does a good job. And there's Ivory again, just plowing people. Running behind Mangold, Brick, Ducase. Against a light box, that's a load of trouble. But I'm not able to quite capitalize, and I don't know how Milner misses that, but I suppose it evens out because I had a throw that was very lucky. But I don't know how Chino got in. And Atkinson again. I like what he's doing with George Atkinson-Latois. I just don't want it to happen too often when he's playing against me. But we hold with Quincy Black getting the INT. That snuffs out the Bills' drive. He's lurking around there with Mosley trying to lay out my dudes, so I try to squeeze that in there to Oberman, who can't quite do it. Get a press break there with Stephen Hill. Stephen Hill really busts out this game. Just really hasn't done much the first half of the season for me. But then he brings a field side blitz. I was anticipating it coming from the other side. So when you do that and slide protect the wrong way, that's what's going to happen. But a good defensive call by him. And a good play by his receiver there. That was Robert Woods, I believe. He's got a decent receiving core. Robert Woods. He's got Justin Blackman. There we get the sack with Muhammad Wilkerson. So, you know, he's got the pieces to a good young offensive team. Just got to, you know, grow with the squad a little bit more and cut down the turnovers, and he's going to be a problem. Ivory gets stuck again trying to run out the clock. But a little bit tougher running with Ivory this season as people seem to have adjusted and put more beef out there in their nickel, as I mentioned in an earlier video. And there, Mr. Stanley Richardson gets the sack, so he had a beast of a game. He had like 8 tackles and a sack. But game is far from over. Still plenty of time. Get him out of the end zone. And Cromartie makes the clutch play to seal the deal. So we will take a knee, get out of here, and move on to take on Peyton Manning and the Buffalo, not the Buffalo Bills, the Denver Broncos. So shake off that L, that nice bounce back W, and we take on Peyton Manning next. Talk to you all later. Peace.